so while I'm getting ready, I just wanted to kind of tell you guys what my plans were for today. Good morning, by the way. My name is Charlie. If you're new here, I am an aspiring author currently working on a sci-fi romance novel that I'm calling Project Daydream. It's got futuristic, dystopian, and enemies to lovers vibes, all the things. Today is going to be a fun day, very busy, but very fun. I've got a lot of things planned. And one of those things is that I am going to be going to Starbucks to meet up with a writer group that I put together. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but essentially I just wanted to kind of make some new friends who are interested in the same things that I'm interested in. And then I thought it would be a great day to go over to the public library and get a writing session in there. It is really cold today, so I feel like it's kind of the perfect day to just like sit inside and write. Also, my dog is sick, so we can't go on a walk or to the dog park or anything. I got a gift card for my birthday to Half Price Books, and so I kind of wanted to maybe go do a little shopping, get a couple new books, and just, you know, kind of spend some time outside my house. So as you guys saw in my last vlog, I was working on rewriting the beginning part of the book. I am still working on those parts, and so my goal today is to finish out those first beginning chapters. I'm still not setting a word count goal, but I'm starting to feel ready to, so I am going to be keeping track of how much I'm writing. Anyways, it's like almost 10 o'clock. My writing group meets at noon, so I've got a little bit of time to do a writing session before I head out. So I think I'm gonna do that after I'm done getting ready. Oh my goodness, I just ripped out a bunch of my eyelashes. I drastically underestimated how easy it would be to talk while I was doing my makeup. This is kind of difficult. It's also really hard doing it in my mirror. And I do desperately need some coffee because for some reason I haven't done that yet. And I don't know about you, but I like my days to be like fully caffeinated. So let's make some coffee. So I have to make this update quick because my camera is about to die and I forgot to charge all the other batteries. So I didn't write for too long, maybe like 30 minutes or so, but I did manage to write 375 words. I'm working on Alyssa's chapter right now. Her and her sister are about to have dinner. They're just having like a cute little moment where they're joking around with each other. Alyssa sort of has this memory of things that have happened in the past. So now is where I'm finally starting to kind of like dig into the history of the pandemics and everything that are happening in my futuristic world. I do actually have a writing group meeting here in about 50 minutes. So I wanted to pop on really fast and kind of tell you guys why I started this writing group. I actually was looking for a writing group that was like just women, and no offense to my guys out there. It's really just because, you know, I want more female friends in my city who also like to write. Obviously, writing is a very solitary task. When you're doing it alone, it can start to feel really daunting. And I also work from home I live alone, and I just felt like this would be a good option for me to like go get out of the house for a little bit and meet with other people who have the same interests. I do think that that's very important. If you are interested in doing like a writing group in your area, I highly recommend checking out meetup.com. That is where I created the writing group that I'm meeting with today. So I actually have been a part of a writing group before. It wasn't the type of group where you go meet other people and write at the same time. What it was is that you would send your work to other members in your little group. They would read it and they would send you their stuff and you would read it, and then you would actually go and critique their work as a group. And that was really nice, and I did get a lot out of that, particularly a new skill at critiquing other people's work. I could technically rejoin that because it is actually based in the city. However, I'm not ready for my stuff to be read by others at the moment. That is definitely something that I will look into down the line though. It was very helpful and a super supportive group. Speaking of critiques, actually, I got an email a couple of weeks ago from somebody, I guess, sent my video to one of their friends who is a writer, and she asked me to critique her book, and I'm actually in the process of reading that right now and kind of making notes for her. My battery is about to die. I need to take my dog outside and get ready to go to writer's group, so I will see you guys there. All right, guys, sorry about the weird lighting. I ended up going to my writing group. I did not get any footage at all of that, unfortunately. I got there a little bit late, but I did go to writing group and I got a lot done. I was able to get around 1,300 words. Again, I am not making any sort of like word count goal or anything, but I think 1,300 words for the day is a pretty good amount. I have spent about 2 hours writing, so it's not as fast as I would like to be, but I feel really good about the words that I wrote today, and that's what's most important. I think I'll probably plan on meeting with them at least once a month. Anyways, after writing group, I went home and I checked on my dog. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, he's been a little bit sick lately. He's been sick since Wednesday with some sort of tummy issue, and then I also needed to get some lunch. It's about 3:20 in the afternoon and the library closes at 5. I am actually parked outside of it right now. As far as where I'm at in my manuscript, I am still just working on those beginning chapters. I really want to push through and get those done today. I figured out that I'm going to need to add an extra scene to Kai's point of view, so I started working on that during my last writing session, and I definitely am going to need to add some extra scenes to Alyssa's perspective as well. There is something that I'm noticing is like sort of a trend for me, and I'm not sure how many of you guys experience this, but for me personally, I've been really finding that every single writing session, it is becoming really difficult to just like convey my thoughts on paper. The words are just, they're not flowing smoothly at all, and I'm starting to get kind of frustrated. So I think I'm going to start my next writing session with just a quick scribble in my journal. I'm hoping that this clears my head enough where the words will start to flow a little smoother. I'll let you guys know how that works in my next check-in. I'm going to go ahead and run inside. They're only open for another hour and a half, so I want to get in there and get some writing done. I will check in with you guys in a little bit.
Just a walk in the park where the world fades, and we're leaving our marks. They try to hold me down, tear me apart, but with you, baby, nothing seems so hard. They said I'd never make it, that I lost my spark, but you're the small compass guiding me through the dark. Stumble and trip, yeah, I made a mess, but with you, every day's like this. Every step we take, we're turning the page. With you, I'm out of my cage, feeling all the rage. Men used to talk, but now they stay quiet. 'Cause with you, I don't need to start a riot. You inspire me to dream, reach for the sky. No more limits, no asking why.
So I am officially done with my writing session at the library. I really like that library a lot. There's like a little pond outside and everything, and all of the seats on the upper level are right by the window, which is really nice because I can, look out over the water. I was able to really get through most of Kai's chapter. I am almost finished. I just have like one little last bit of the scene to wrap up, and I think I might actually, when I'm finished here at Half Price Books, go home and do one final writing session then to just kind of wrap up the day, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to Alyssa's chapters at all. There's just so much. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought it would be. And that's actually one thing that I really wanted to talk to you guys about, because as you know, I haven't really been tracking my word counts at all. I feel like I was stressing myself out and kind of getting down on myself because I wasn't really writing as much as I could have been, and I just felt like really slow. And again, you know, comparing myself to others. I've said this and mentioned this in other vlogs before, but I really do think it's kind of a trap to put a goal out there and just kind of get yourself into this cycle where you're trying to create a certain output. I just feel like if it's putting so much pressure on yourself that you find yourself feeling bad when you don't hit a certain word count or a certain timed goal or whatever that is, that maybe it's time to kind of reevaluate what you expect from yourself. I definitely feel like I'll eventually want to start setting a word count goal for myself. I'm hoping by the end of this month I'll be in the right place, the right mindset to say, okay, hey, I can do 500 words today, I can do 1,000 words today, and not feel bad about myself if I don't meet that goal. I do have a couple of videos coming up where I could potentially need to track my word count, but I'm trying really hard to kind of steer clear of that just so that I don't put myself into this position where, like I said, I feel like I have to meet a certain output. Really trying to steer clear of that mindset this year. There's a lot that I'm trying to kind of adjust on my mindset, and that is definitely one of them. So next in today's adventure, I did mention before that I have a Half Price Books gift card. I'm gonna go into the store and I'm gonna do a little bit of book shopping. It's only $25, so I'll probably only be able to get like a book or two, but felt like it might be a nice little treat for how much work I got done today. I will see you guys in a little bit with my little mini book haul.
Should I go, or should I leave this on? Because lately I've been getting this feeling that you might like me too.
I went to Half Price Books, like I said I was going to, and I picked up Sunrise on the Reaping. It was between getting 2 of the Naomi Novik, A Deadly Education, and the next one in the series. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it is, even though I just saw it like 2 seconds ago. Obviously, Sunrise on the Reaping won out. I absolutely love The Hunger Games. I don't know if I've ever talked about that on this channel, but I'm a huge fan of The Hunger Games. So it is very on theme for my book as well, because obviously I'm writing a dystopian. Hunger Games universe is dystopian. I am struggling really hard today to get my words out in a coherent manner, so I apologize if this video kind of seems like all over the place. I feel all over the place, so it probably seems like all over the place. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me today, but I'm having a really hard time. What's the word that I'm looking for? I'm having a really hard time articulating my thoughts today. So I apologize in advance if any of this seems like weird or like not great. I did a little bit of journaling in the library just to kind of work out the thoughts that I had in my head and get them down onto the paper, and to kind of also work out why I might be struggling to get the words out of my head today and just in general. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm not reading enough. Also, I think that I have kind of like lost a little bit of inspiration, and by inspiration I really mean motivation. I am a big believer in discipline over motivation, 100%. I think that if you are relying on motivation to get something done and to get you through a task, it's not gonna work, because motivation comes in short bursts, and you might feel motivated 1 second, and then the second you sit down to do it, that motivation is gone, and that's where discipline comes in. Discipline and determination. Those are 2 skills that I am currently trying to build in just every aspect of my life, but particularly when it comes to my hobbies and just like breaking through that resistance that prevents me from actually sitting down and doing a task. And I think that if that's something that you struggle with, the best advice that I could give to you is to just do it anyways, even if it's hard. Try to set yourself a 5-minute timer, and if you feel like you could keep going, then do. And if you feel like something is wrong, then stop, because there is such a thing as just like maybe things aren't lining up properly, or maybe you're just really not in the right headspace to complete a task. I think Becca Tobar mentioned it on Brielle Wright's most recent authortube interview thing. I 100% wholeheartedly believe that if you're not in the right headspace to do something, then it could be that you just need to take a step back, pause for a little bit, take a break. And if you've been going really hard and really diligently for a while, then maybe that is something that you should actually just say, hey, maybe today's not the day for me to write. On the other hand, though, I do believe that if you are consistently sitting down to do a task, whatever it is, in this case, let's talk about writing. Like if you're sitting down to write your book and you're consistently feeling like, oh, I don't really want to do this right now, the reason for that could be that even though you want to do it, writing is really hard. This is kind of obvious, but when you do hard tasks, your body and your mind will fight against you. You get frustrated. I think that that's totally normal. But if that's the case, like it is with me, then I do think that it's important to push through and just write anyway. Like even if it's just for 5 minutes, you did something hard for 5 minutes. It's okay if you need to take a break. That's totally fine if you need to take a break. If your head isn't in the right place to do those things and to do that hard task and to drain yourself emotionally and creatively and mentally even more than you already are, then take a break. Absolutely take a break. But if you're someone like me who I don't feel like I'm like emotionally drained, I'm definitely not mentally drained, and I'm for sure not creatively drained, and you sit down to do a task and it's difficult for you, then it's worth considering that maybe it's not difficult because you need a break, and maybe it's difficult because you're out of practice and it's hard. And those are the moments, in my opinion, that you need to be pushing yourself to kind of do it anyway. Do you, whatever is most comfortable for you. But if you want to finish the book and it's just really that the motivation to do the task leaves you the second you open your keyboard and that's what makes it difficult, then try pushing through that and just see what happens. Maybe you'll have a really good writing session like I did today. It did take me forever to actually do all of the words and get all the words out that I did, but I still did it. And it was hard every step of the way. Every single word that I wrote today was a difficult word. I don't know. I think that that's important and that it was worth saying. Obviously, take it for what you will. Anyway, I have a very fun video coming up after this vlog. So if you like today's video, if you like me, if you like my story idea, feel free to give this a thumbs up, comment, and if you will, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. That is all for today. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Should we go outside? Okay. Come on, let's go.